Hello, greetings. This is the happiest place in the world again. So I wasn't going to come here. It says rain like 90% or something like that. The weather, look at the weather online. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's not that bad. When you look online, it's like it's going to be pouring down all day. I mean, it's sprinkling. It's not. So yeah, I pretty much denounced all the news except for the weather. But even that, I'm starting to wonder. You know, I think the weather is the only reliable news there is anymore. Alternative news is kind of screwed up. It's all paranoid, depending on who you listen to. So the weather, not even the weather. So I'm gonna try my weatherman skills. Yeah, I can say it's partly cloudy with a chance of rain. It's sprinkling at the happiest place in the world. It doesn't seem like the happiest place in the world at this moment. So yeah, I had trouble sleeping last night, but I was not going to do this. But what the hell? It didn't look like it was raining that bad, so I just gave it a shot, and here we are. So do some connections. I'm not sure who, probably Illuminati stuff. We'll see. Connected to Agartha. I think some of the Agarthian stuff. We did a radio show yesterday about the Challenger, and it just happened to be a year tomorrow, and that wasn't planned. That was a channeled message by Gina. So that's crazy. So that's great. The awakening is slow, but upon us. Eventually this will all become the norm. Got a while for that, as you can see. And disclosure is still a high possibility. Once the sleepyheads get their heads out of their asses, basically. So, I'm not gonna edit that out. So, we're gonna get started and bring a new cheer to humanity. It's not that busy here, not too bad. So, World Showcase doesn't open up till 11. I might go somewhere. Go to one of these indoor things that pull off, or just get the hell out of Dodge. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but oh yeah, I'm working on my theme park for the Rabbit. I was working on it actually right before I got here on the design of it. I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to look. The rides are going to change throughout the day through dimensions, portals, stuff like that. It's going to have like a, I believe one of them is going to have a spaceship in the middle of it, and it'll take off and people will get all hit by it and all that. Oh, something like that. But I'm still working on yeah, because the one that's Jake World is in New York City, and they moved everybody from New York City to Cleveland. So now they have plenty of space to work on the new alien theme park. Basically, the alien theme park is supposed to scare the shit out of people, basically, that's the whole point of it. Due to the corruption, and eventually things change over time. That's kind of the idea behind it. So, something along those lines. So, alright. Take care, blessings. Yeah, I have cow aliens. I don't have your normal, I just put cows in there and animals first, but either way, it's just a gag in the long run. So, alright, blessings, here we go. Greetings, I am Simon, an Agarthian being, a very small, short being, a midget being. Yes, of course, it's connecting to your society throughout the ages. Of course, some of us are on your planet as midget people, and they're very Agarthian in some, at least in their attitudes, at least in their comedic ways. Our energies, yes, are combining with yours as you go into ascension process. You might see a short person that looks like a leprechaun being. They're connected to our society too, magical. Leprechauns are mostly known for magic, bringing people together and also taking them apart, removing them from each other too. In your ascension process, basically you'll get to know our energies very well. Some of us are very much materialism, but collecting wood, tree limbs, plants, not what you would call a normal collection, using for magic and spells. Even for the wizards, we're known for collectors, for wizard beings to, you know, get their act together. Even for us to, they do spells on us sometimes to change our appearance so we can go throughout your society and our society unnoticed. So if you do connect to these vibrations and know more about yourselves, is yes, because our DNA is connected to you. It's normally the elves that pay attention to your society. Many of us don't, but we are aware of your existence. We're trying to be known, but the midget people are definitely connected to our energies that are incarnated on your planet. Of course, you're all connected to us. So magic is an energy that is not really quite understood on your society either. It's because you have not fully utilized it yet. You haven't found it yet. You're not ready for it yet. As souls here are still going through a lot of darkness of themselves, the dark reptilians who cause a lot of difficulty for thinking. And ascension, as you think of something, they do remove those thoughts. They do get in your way. Not just reptilians, but they're the most nuisance recently, as souls usually connect to their darkness. And also many are here to not grow, as you can see. And that is due to a manipulation from even your God beings. We do connect to them. Your God beings aren't usually mentioned very often. And you fly in the skies. They're not aliens, they are connected to your planet. They're just godlike humans, basically. They are Nordic energies, but they can be of different types of ethnic race, but usually it's a Nordic energy. Some of you might be able to connect to them. They are not exactly your Greek gods, but they are godlike beings. Some might think they're fairies, very advanced fairies. They do have troubles, they do cause difficulties in the skies, at least in our reality, and it does come down to yours eventually. It is, yes, an energy is not quite understood, but as you go into ascension and grow, realize many souls are not really ready to go the extra mile of healing, of understanding themselves. The human experience is also you can only go so far with it. A spiritual experience is really where it all is. A spiritual experience that some have difficulties grasping, holding on to because they're so used to being human. The third dimensional human is a complicated creature, as you can see. And yes, there's a Martian energies, Martian rivers, cities that you're connected to that are currently on Mars that are aware of your existence. There is an Agartha, a Martian Agartha too, that you're connected to. Once again, for download, some feel connected to Mars because you go to Agarthian Mars. We have rivers, seas, oceans. It is very much alive, and yes, the other dimensions. But as you awaken, this will more become known. It's basically be at peace with yourself, allowing more of the new energies to come through. The old is your modern society, a place of limitation, a place of fear, and our world does not have that. Yes, it has conflict. It has to have conflict for growth, of course. Ours has had a lot of difficulties releasing that, and so have ours. But at least we are more open and you will receive that too over time. Peace within yourself is what's needed. Greetings, we are Orions. Yes, our energies are connected to you throughout the ages. We are very, connected to Egypt. We are assisting your society. Yes, we are like many alien beings go through a lot of difficulties, such as your world, especially those that go through your program of being on this planet, your ground crew. They have difficulties for a very long time to heal lifetimes on this planet, depending on the incarnation, of course. Those that take difficulty rides are very difficult to heal. Yes, you can heal in spirit, but when you heal in the Orion group around 4th to 5th dimension, it does speed up the process slightly, because you have to get back, when you get back into an incarnation after being in a world like this, incarnating again at a higher level does help. In spirit, it's kind of putting everything to its side. Like when you reincarnate here, a lot of openings come in, a lot of demons, darkness comes through, but you also clear it out. In spirit, you can't do that. Most can't. Now, if you go into the dark side of spirit, then yes, you will clear it out and get more demons. So, some do go to that also. Yes, and many do incarnate on your planet to go into the dark dimension. This is one way to become a demonic being, is coming to your world, either through suicide or some other way. There are other worlds that do this too, of course, but your world is very known for the dark dimension. And so souls that want to higher knowledge, yes, and to manipulate whatever it might be, to be a god, a false god. Some are souls incarnate in your world to go into darkness. Art, that's to explore it. And this is a perfect avenue. And suicide is another part of their exploration. So yes, it's a difficult subject matter. It all comes down to the individual. How far darkness you want to go, because you will be tested heavily. And you might even go into a brink where you can't get out. Now, there's different levels of it. Some can handle it better than others. There's still a controversial connection. As you go into awakening, you will see things more clearly. Now, our assistance with your society is, yes, we're part of your Egypt group, but also, yes, we have beings that are similar to yours, meaning worlds similar to Earth, but not to this level. But your ground crew, Palladian, Syrian, Arcturian, go through Orion to come to your planet to incarnate. They incarnate through Orion. They go through our systems. Now, we are one of many but many do prefer the Orion, because many of your Orions are architects. They are into building, creating, science, math. Your teachers, many of them are Orions to give you more understanding. So some of you might pick up on that. Some military, that's mostly from your reptilian side of Orion. Some might say Orions are all reptilian or all insectoid. We are a little bit of everything, such as you. You're just not realizing you can incarnate from, when you leave this body, you can actually incarnate as an insectoid, as an animal being very quickly before you're ready to fully leave. To give you an understanding, some souls incarnate that way because it's just a natural and a direction that they had been neglecting in other incarnations of being an animal being. Now is a chance, especially if you lived a pretty decent life. Being an animal being makes a great amount of sense. As you go into the awakening, you'll see this more. So, where's your mom that just passed over? Oh, she's an insectoid. Now, is she on your planet or another world? Maybe she's just an insectoid being flying around in Sirius. Doesn't mean they're going to be on this planet, but many do choose to incarnate here, especially with the felines, to get a better understanding of the feline perspective. Not all do this, but a great amount. Some that don't want to leave this world incarnate as an animal to further in their incarnations before they leave altogether. Yes, you do have a choice of that. You do that, make that choice before you leave. An elderly, you'd be surprised, especially after someone dies and you see an little insect around you that just won't leave you alone. It's like, is that my mother? Is my grandmother? So give you more understanding of that. There's other, yes, pathways of understanding your reality. Yes, there's a military presence here of your shadow governments that have not showed up. They won't show up just yet. But as you go into the ascension, your shadow government will become more known. Everything is going to become more known. As you awaken your spiritual growth, you're going to see more of the shadow elite hidden wherever they might be. Yeah, those that are spiritually open, that you wish to connect with this, are going to be the first ones to connect to it. Then those in the physical realm. Now, of course, there are those in the physical realm that are connected to it, but that's part of your CIA, FBI, stuff like that. But those in your spiritual realms of understanding can open up those doors. And if you're safe with it, it's fine. If you're scared, we don't recommend it. Because there's a lot of traps there that some are not ready for. A lot of fear, as you probably see. Yes, those that want to live this simple life aren't really ready for this world. But many of you are here to not exactly live the hard life, but to understand it. You don't have to take the hard way of understanding this reality. You can connect to the shadow elites in a positive way. There's nothing special about it. Leave your ego at the door and just be like a explorer. This is a new version of exploration. You have your Christopher Columbus for the physical realms. You're not going to the spiritual. Now there's some that are like Christopher Columbus that want to rule the spiritual realm, that are on your planet right now, spiritually aware, and that's why some do commit suicide to control it, to give you an understanding of that. So you control it before everyone else gets there, as your society awakens and see what's going on. That's all we have at this time. We blessings to you for being on this planet. It's helping us understand our society